Welcome, everyone, and a special hello to all you Australian business owners and C-level executives tuning into the Deep Dive. I'm Lex, and I'm here to help unpack some really critical insights today.
And I'm Vera. Yeah, we're both excited to bring you this C9 deep dive. We're focusing on something that's, well, it's not just coming, it's actively reshaping how Australian businesses compete.
Absolutely. Today, we're doing a deep dive into AI productivity agents and AI teams, how they're really poised to fundamentally change Australian workplaces. We're expecting a huge impact from 2026 onwards, right?
That's the projection.
Yeah.
And our mission today is simple. Cut through all the hype, all the marketing noise, and get straight to the core intelligence from our sources about AI integration.
Right. We want to give you a really clear picture.
Exactly. Crystal clear.
Yeah.
About the massive opportunities, yes, but also the critical pitfalls, especially when it comes to things like project costing and, well, how you actually implement this stuff.
Think of this as your shortcut, really.
Yeah, a direct path to being properly informed, giving you that, that competitive edge you need.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Our sources. They paint a pretty vivid picture of just relentless pressure on Australian businesses. Many of you listening probably feel this daily.
Well, definitely.
You're maybe battling outdated legacy systems. They just slow everything down, strangle efficiency. Then there are the spiraling operational costs eating into margins.
Always a challenge.
And competitors. Some seem to be adopting cutting-edge tech at, like, lightning speed. It feels like an uphill battle, doesn't it? For market share, for growth.
It absolutely is. And look, that's exactly why the sources we've looked at present these AI agents and AI teams not just as another tech fad,
Right.
but as a genuine game changer. These are tools designed to turn those struggles, those exact pain points, into real opportunities for, well, significant growth and some pretty remarkable efficiency gains.
Helping you not just tread water, but actually thrive.
Exactly. Thrive.
Okay, so given these challenges, the sources keep pointing to AI productivity agents. But let's unpack that. What exactly are these things? How are they more than just, automation?
Yeah, that's a really crucial distinction. It's not just simple automation. The sources show it's more like a shift towards, well, proactive self-optimizing systems. Right?
Okay.
Imagine an autonomous AI system. It's designed specifically to handle those repetitive, time-consuming tasks, but with speed and, importantly, precision. Think of it like a tireless digital assistant right inside your workflow.
Right.
And it's constantly learning from your data, predicting needs, getting better over time, optimizing itself.
So definitely not just fancy macros then. What are some real-world practical applications the sources are highlighting? Things that really make an impact?
Oh, the applications are incredibly varied and, yeah, deeply impactful. Picture an AI agent handling your email. Not just sorting, but actually figuring out sender intent, prioritizing based on past results, maybe even drafting replies in your style,
Wow.
and learning from feedback in real time. Or inventory tracking. An agent that doesn't just track, but accurately predicts demand changes, alerts you to shortages before they hit, optimizes stock levels. And data entry. They can slot right into your existing systems, even the, let's be honest, often clunky legacy ones, eliminating manual errors, delays. This is huge in sectors like retail and manufacturing, where old software can be a real bottleneck.
That's fascinating because I imagine for a lot of businesses, the thought of integrating anything new with those old, maybe incompatible systems just feels impossible. So how do these agents actually bridge that gap? What's the mechanism?
That's where the intelligence part really comes in,
Yeah.
So many Australian businesses are grappling with that old software. It feels clunky, incompatible.
Right.
These productivity agents, they act like a sort of universal translator, integrator. They can pull data from all those different separate systems, automate the entry, and give you real-time analytics.
Ah, so it breaks down the silos.
Exactly. It gets rid of those infamous data silos, those isolated islands of information that stop you making quick, joined-up decisions or reacting fast to the market. It helps create a single, efficient operation that can actually scale with you.
And the tangible benefits the sources are forecasting, they sound pretty huge. By 2026, with AI adoption really taking off, these agents aren't just nice-to-haves, are they? They're becoming essential.
Totally essential.
What kind of numbers are we talking, say, for finance or logistics?
The potential is genuinely transformative. Sources suggest these agents could slash operational costs by up to 30%, while also boosting overall productivity significantly.
30%.
Yeah. Imagine your team freed up from all that repetitive admin drudgery, Now they're fully focused on the strategic stuff, the high-value work.
That's a big shift.
It is. It lets your human teams use their best asset, their brains, for innovation, not just admin. It's like having this invisible, tireless helper who actually enjoys doing the paperwork no one else wants to touch.
Okay, so individual agents are powerful, but the research suggests the really revolutionary bit is when you form AI teams. And crucially, this isn't about replacing people, is it? It's about augmentation. That's a word that comes up a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
What does this hybrid powerhouse actually look like in a business?
That's probably the most important distinction. The sources are super clear. The real power is in augmentation. Don't think AI taking someone's job. Think AI equipping your best people with an incredibly powerful co-pilot.
Okay.
We're talking about these collaborative setups where AI agents work alongside your existing teams. They amplify what your people can do, helping shift their roles towards more strategic, value-adding work.
I'm quite interested in how these teams actually improve collaboration. It might be hard for some leaders to picture this. Can you give us a sense of how they really elevate the human staff?
Yeah, sure. The sources paint a compelling picture. Imagine you're in an executive meeting. Instead of someone frantically trying to pull up data or generate a quick report,
Happens all the time.
right, an AI agent is already analyzing complex market trends in the background, cross-referencing your internal sales data, maybe even simulating different strategic what-ifs on the fly.
On the fly, wow.
Yeah, giving you instant data-backed answers. It transforms a discussion that might have been based on gut feel into really informed, rapid decision-making.
And this helps with adoption, too, overcoming that resistance to change.
Definitely. It clearly shows the value. The usual strategy is, look, start small. Maybe integrate agents into just one department first. Let people see the benefits, prove the value without causing massive disruption, then scale up.
And we've seen real-world examples of this augmentation model working. The sources mention a mid-sized Sydney retailer using an AI team for supply chain tracking. What exactly did the AI do to get those results? It wasn't just fewer errors, right?
No, much more than that. The sources detail how their AI team used predictive analytics. It anticipated demand shifts with like 95% accuracy. It optimized delivery routes for just-in-time arrival, dynamically adjusted stock levels across stores.
So very granular control.
Extremely granular in real time.
Yeah.
This cut their stockouts by 40%, reduced excess inventory by 15%. That directly improved the customer experience, and well, that drove that impressive 25% revenue jump. It wasn't just fixing errors, it was unlocking whole new levels of efficiency and new sales.
And looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, the data suggests these AI teams just get smarter, more intuitive.
Exactly. They adapt more closely to your specific business needs, driving higher profits through, well, smarter resource allocation and much more informed strategy. It's like an evolving partnership that grows with your business.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful, but, and this is a big but for the analytical executives listening, there's a critical warning in our sources. It's about these indicative quotes.
Ah, yes, the dreaded indicative quote.
Our sources are really clear that these ballpark figures are a major reason why projects fail. Can you unpack why they're so risky for decision makers?
It's such a critical point. Yeah, it leads to so many costly mistakes.
Yeah.
The research doesn't mince words. An indicative quote, it's basically a guess. It's based on assumptions, not facts about your business.
Right.
It completely bypasses that vital discovery phase. That's where a proper partner would really dig into your specific pain points, your unique systems, your actual strategic goals.
And skipping that.
Skipping that means you often end up with these generic, off-the-shelf solutions that just don't fit. You waste time, you waste money. It's a classic recipe for scope creep, budget overruns, and frankly, getting burned by a tech vendor.
So a quote that looks reasonable on paper can quickly fall apart without that initial deep dive. Can you give us a concrete financial example of how that plays out?
Sure. Let's say you get a quote for a basic AI agent integration, maybe $50,000, based on a rough guess of, say, 400 hours at $125 an hour.
Sounds specific, but...
Exactly. But without proper discovery, maybe they completely missed the need for complex custom integration with your specific legacy database. Suddenly, there's extra scope, unforeseen problems. That $50 K estimate can easily balloon past $75,000.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's those hidden complexities that turn affordable projects into budget nightmares.
Oh.
And it sours the whole experience.
Okay, that raises the obvious question then. How do you get an accurate cost for something this important? If indicative quotes are off the table, what's the reliable alternative for executives who need financial certainty?
Right. This is where discovery-based pricing is fundamentally different. It starts with an in-depth analysis of your specific situation, your needs, your challenges. We work with you to break down the exact requirements, often drilling right down to the nearest hour needed for each part.
So precision and transparency.
Precisely. It's about getting rid of the guesswork right from the beginning.
And we've seen this work in practice. There was an executive in Melbourne needed an AI agent for inventory tracking. Another vendor gave them an indicative range somewhere between 300 and 500 hours.
Huge range.
Massive. At $125 an hour, that's anywhere from $37,500 to $62,500. Very hard to budget for that.
Impossible, really.
But after C9's collaborative discovery process, working closely with them, it was pinpointed at exactly 420 hours, a precise cost, $52,500. That accuracy just eliminates the risk of budget blowouts. You know what you're getting, tailored for you.
And there's more to it. A proper AI project isn't just coding hours, right? Indicative quotes often gloss over or completely ignore other essential parts, which leads to those hidden costs later. Like what? Well, things like UI/UX design. Making sure the system is actually easy and intuitive for your team to use. That can be 10–15% of the cost right there.
Important.
Crucial. Then there's project management. You need proper oversight, clear communication, someone keeping things on track and on budget. Another 10–15%.
Okay.
Quality assurance, or QA. Rigorous testing. Is it reliable? Is it secure? Does it perform under pressure? That's a big chunk, maybe 15–20%.
Makes sense.
And finally, infrastructure. The underlying tech, often cloud-based, that makes sure your AI can handle the data, scale up as you grow, stay fast. The engine room, basically. Another 10–15%.
Right.
If you fail to account for all that. Well, that's why supposedly cheap projects end up costing a fortune. Just looking at a simple 500-hour estimate, depending on the hourly rate and whether these elements are included, you could see a $50,000 difference in the real cost. It just hammers home how unreliable those initial indicative quotes really are.
So, okay, let's move beyond just the pricing accuracy. Let's talk implementation strategy. At C9, that discovery process, it doesn't just give you an accurate number. It leads to a proper strategic roadmap.
That's key.
And instead of one huge, daunting project, we strongly recommend breaking it down. Smaller, manageable stages. This is what we call the C9 advantage, and it's really designed for early results.
And why staging matters for early ROI? Well, it's critical for executives. We focus on delivering the most important high-impact features first in phase one.
Meaning
You start seeing a tangible return on your investment much faster. We're talking months, not years, because you get valuable functionality, real efficiency gains right from the start.
Exactly. And this approach, it fundamentally de-risks the whole investment, doesn't it? It also gives you a way to fund future development.
How so?
Well, each stage is like its own mini project. Clear scope, fixed budget, that limits your financial exposure at any given time. But even smarter, the cost savings and efficiency gains you get from phase one.
You reinvest them.
Precisely. You can strategically reinvest those savings to fund phase two, and so on. It creates this brilliant self-sustaining cycle of innovation. You're not just spending, you're making a strategic investment that starts paying dividends almost immediately. Your own success fuels the next step.
That's a much smarter way to approach it.
Okay, so let's quickly recap our deep dive. As 2026 gets closer, AI productivity agents, AI teams, look, they aren't just trends. They're becoming strategic necessities if you want your Australian business to really thrive.
Absolutely.
They offer huge potential for operational efficiency, serious cost reduction, and they're a powerful way to drive profits forward.
And it's just so critical, especially for you C-level executives listening. Choose a genuine partner, not just a vendor who gives you a vague quote.
Yeah.
At C9, our whole approach is built on transparency, that detailed discovery-based planning, and delivering custom solutions that perfectly match your unique business goals. We're committed to your success, helping you navigate this massive shift with confidence and, importantly, a clear path to seeing a return.
So don't let vague pricing or the risk of a bad vendor experience hold you back from investing smartly in AI. Are you ready to revolutionize your workplace? Gain that real competitive edge?
The time is now.
Contact C9 today. Book your no-obligation discovery call. Just visit www.c9.com.au. That's C9, Australia's leading partner for custom software, apps, integration, and database solutions.
And while you're online, maybe click that follow button. Share this deep dive with others in your network who could benefit from this knowledge.
And one final thought to leave you with. As AI keeps learning, keeps evolving, try to imagine not just what your business can achieve, but think about what your human teams, supercharged by these intelligent allies, will dream up next. What breakthroughs are just waiting around the corner simply because you've shifted that administrative burden onto a silent, tireless workforce? Something to ponder.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
We really appreciate you taking the time and your commitment to staying ahead of the curve.